Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
17-0. That is what the Jets are going to do this year, baby. We have the full 2025 league schedule. We'll break it down and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Second show on the day. Before we get started, let's go Knicks. If you're a Knicks fan who lives in the New York City area, come out to American Whiskey tonight. I'll be watching the game there with a bunch of ASMANIACS. It's a Knicks watch party for Game 5 this evening. Tip-off is at 7 p.m., so in a few short hours. So if you're out there and you're on the fence, come stop by American Whiskey and watch the game with us. All right, with that said, let's say hello in his weekly spot to one of our favorites, and he's got an awesome, brand new YouTube channel that everyone needs to go and subscribe to. Dylan Tereman joins us now. Dylan, I am posting the link in the live chat to your brand new YouTube channel. Every Asmaniac needs to subscribe and support Dylan. He's putting out content on his own now, which is awesome. So congrats on that, Dylan, and appreciate you hopping on the show.
Dude, happy to be here. Asmaniacs, everybody, how's it going? Some of them have already found the channel. Shout out Peg and Artie. They've already found it. So I appreciate everybody. You're huge in the knocking down of this door that I'm trying to do here. I put my foot in the door and I've tried not to let it close on me since. So happy to be here. And I'm really excited for this. And we got a schedule release. Somebody said a meetup tonight. I was like, for the schedule? And then they're like, oh, wait, no, the Knicks are playing. I'm like, oh, shoot. So all around good things happening for New York.
Well, I give you a lot of credit because you sent me a graphic here that's going to make breaking down the schedule a lot easier because originally this is all we had. Now, this is not official. However, Brian Costello and Matt O'Leary have basically confirmed this to be true. Matt got the first 4 games before anyone. He had the full schedule last year, and Costello on his podcast, Gangs All Here, they broke down the entire schedule, and they went based off of this, and they confirmed it as well. So, while not technically official till 8 Eastern tonight, we believe this is the Jets schedule. And this looks a little funky, right? So let's give you what Dylan made for us to break it down. You saw it in the cold open, a beautiful graphic here that breaks down all 17 games of the New York Jets schedule. And right off the bat, let's get into it, Dylan. Week 1, it's not in prime time, but the NFL schedule makers do exactly what I thought they were going to do. Jets hosting likely Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. It's a 1 o'clock game. It's at MetLife. It's on CBS. I think this game definitely would have been in prime time if the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers were like, if it was official, I should say, if the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers had a signed contract. But I think because it's not, the NFL is still giving us a tasty week 1 matchup for everyone nationally without having to worry about, well, if they put this game in prime time and Rodgers retires, it's not as appealing. So, Pittsburgh week 1. We'll start there, Dylan. What was your reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, it was a little bit to be expected. I know that was kind of the majority's projection for week 1 was Pittsburgh in some capacity. Like you said, a lot of people thought prime time, and I agree. If Rodgers had already signed with the Steelers, that Miami game on ESPN on Monday night might have been week 1 against the Steelers. Like I wholeheartedly think that. So we fly a little under the radar at 1 p.m. CBS, the basic kind of broadcasters. I was hoping for even more under the radar, like Tampa Bay or just like an obscure NFC team that really didn't matter. But we got Pittsburgh. We're going to get the storylines. That's how they capture you, especially in week 1. I will say I don't want the same fate as Rodgers 2023, like some people have already said on Twitter. I don't want him to get hurt in 4 plays. I want him to play the whole game if he is the Steelers quarterback. But it's a winnable game of not very many before the bye week. It's hard to look at the schedule and say that is a winnable game. But even with Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers, I still think that that's a winnable game. Everything's going to be brand new, thrown at the Steelers from the Jets' perspective. So that kind of helps the Jets being a complete unknown. So it's a tough test for AG to start, but I think they're up for it.
Look, ultimately, if you're going to play Pittsburgh and you're going to play Rodgers, I guess it would make better sense to play them earlier rather than later. But like the most jet-like thing to ever happen to us was Rodgers getting hurt on the fourth play of the season 2 years ago. If you think, well, what else could be the most jet-like thing to happen? It's him now coming back and lighting us on fire week one. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And this is a really important game for the Jets too, if you want to look ahead, because as you see, right after Pittsburgh, they're home again, and they're playing the Bills, who are the favorites to not only win the division, but one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl. If they lose week one, they could be looking at 0-2 before you then have to go on the road for the first 2 games of the season. So it's not easy. These first 4 games here, if you want to break it down, month by month, the first 4 games that the Jets have here in September, each game is not easy. I don't think they're going to go 0-4, but not an easy start for Aaron Glenn in year one as that coach.
Yeah, and I don't want to put like too much expectation on it. And I know we'll probably give a record prediction, but to come out of that first month of games going into the Dallas game, I would hope that they're, 2-2, or maybe even a competitive 1-3. Say you just lose to Pittsburgh in the final minute. You don't really hold a candle to Buffalo yet. Tampa Bay, you play tough and lose. And then Miami, you get a win. I mean, I would be happy with 2-2, but again, I don't want to be too lofty or too low with my expectations here, because we have to see so much. And I hate just giving the let's wait and see type of analysis. But with the first 4, yeah, you have to just hope that Pittsburgh, Rodgers or not, you can squeak out a win. Buffalo, I mean, come on, can we just be competitive? We were at least competitive for the first, half of Robert Saleh's regime. He had the defense playing tough. We knocked Josh Allen out of the MVP conversation numerous times with our defense. So if we can manage to come away 2-2, I would actually consider that a win for the first month of the season.
Yeah, I think 2-2 is like you'd sign for that now. Look, you look at the Tampa game, and by the way, Jet fans, reserve that day if you want to join us for the ASMANIAC road trip this year. Tampa feels like the game that we're targeting. We're going to make sure it's official before we start working on all the details of that weekend, but that is the game that if you're planning on doing a road trip game, to me, that'd make a lot of sense. It's easy to get to. There's a ton of ASMANIACs who already live in the state of Florida, and the Jets season, even if they're 0-2, they won't be eliminated by then. So there's going to still be a lot of life, a lot of juice going into that one. But then after Tampa, first primetime game of the year, first of only 2 total primetime games. There's a standalone game in London, but we're not going to count that. But the first of 2 primetime games is a matchup in South Florida against the Dolphins. So back-to-back weeks in Florida for the Jets. That's obviously not an easy game either, but if you're going to play Miami in September, you're better off playing them at a night where they don't have the huge advantage of being the team that could put you in the sun on the sidelines and all the issues that teams have when they play Miami in their place early in the season when it's smoking hot outside.
Yeah, Miami in September, it's not the greatest, and obviously Tampa following it. The Jets are just going to have to be well conditioned through that first month of the season. You obviously have 2 really good defenses to start, and then you're going into hot weather. So, yeah, it's a tough one. Miami's a good draw. It's a good Monday night game. I'm kind of surprised they put so many divisional games in the first month of the schedule, and obviously we end the season with 2. But yeah, I mean, Miami is going to be a fun one. Tampa Bay, I'm going to have to book my flight as soon as possible. As soon as we have the details for the meetup, I'm going to try to get to the home opener as well. I have a family member. She's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, so I'm going to love to hopefully come away 1-0. Obviously, the storylines are going to write themselves. Regardless if the Jets win or lose that game, 1-0, we're all going to be riding a big high, and then 0-1, it's disaster season going into Buffalo. But yeah, it's not the easiest. It's not the hardest. And I think after Miami, it does lighten up a little bit.
After Miami, home against Dallas, trip to London against Denver, home against Carolina, at Cincinnati. So we'll break it down month by month here. So we did the first 4 games in September, now the next 4 in October. What immediately stood out to me is the Jets opting to not take the bye after the London game. First reaction, I think that's a mistake. You have a first-year coaching staff. I would think, hey, maybe you reset after international travel. I know coaches want the bye, as close to the middle of the season as possible, but I think after international travel and first year of this staff, I figured they'd want the reset to kind of reevaluate things, but they opt against it. Instead, they will not take the bye until November 2nd. That is week 9 of the season here. So, Dylan, your thoughts on the October stretch of games and the fact the Jets are seemingly choosing to bypass the bye week after they go to London? You're on mute, Dylan.
I caught that last second as you were saying it. Yeah, Dallas and Denver, they're also a tough draw to begin. Like that first 6 is a tough stretch. Obviously, going over to London to face Denver is better than playing in Denver. I know it was supposed to be a home game, and it really kind of pisses me off that the Jets opt to give up a home game. I don't know if that's like what he's doing or whatnot, but it's not ideal for me. I'd rather it be an away game that we're playing in London. Denver, though, I mean, the
first
Sean
time,
Payton,
by the way, the previous 3 trips the Jets made to London, they were the road team. So I think they were just due to be the home team in one of these games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that part, but that definitely would play a factor in then. Obviously, I mean, Sean Payton and Aaron Glenn, those storylines are going to write themselves. I was a little bit on the fence about how I felt about them taking the bye or not. Week 7 is like a little too early in the schedule. I almost want it to be perfectly in the middle. So week 9 is almost achieving that, in my opinion. And then you get like a somewhat softer like draw out of the London game with Carolina. Not saying Carolina is going to be an easy win. We should be favored. We're also home, so you get 3 points there. But Carolina is an easier draw to come home from after the big travel day. And then Cincinnati, I mean, they had a bad year last year by all like accounts and like by their expectations, but I expect a major bounce back from Cincinnati. So I hope it's not a situation where the Jets are clawing their way to, 2 or 3 wins coming into the bye week.
If you're watching this live right now, hit the like button. I want to remind everyone that this week's top ASMANIAC raffle prize is a signed Jalen Brunson jersey. Plus, we're also giving away a signed throwback 1996 Aaron Glenn jersey and a signed Curtis, my favorite Martin Hall of Fame inscription jersey. So those are the top 3 prizes. And in honor of the Jets schedule coming out tonight, year 1 of the Aaron Glenn era. At the end of this show, as we did after the first show today, I'm going to be giving away this shirt from the JakeAsman.com merch store. Hold on. StreamYard's acting up so you guys can't see the shirt. Here's the shirt that we're going to be giving away. Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. If you get the membership, you're not only entered in the weekly prize raffle, but you're entered in the raffle at the end of this show. So keep that in mind if you plan to gift the membership at any point. With that said, let's continue the schedule breakdown now. So as we leave the month of October, the Jets come out of their bye with, I believe, a favorable 1-2 stretch here. November 9th, that's week 10 against the Cleveland Browns. That's a home game. We'll see how Aaron Glenn and company act coming off a bye. Saleh was brutal anytime the Jets had more time to prepare for a team. And then at New England, that's the second and final primetime game that's scheduled for the Jets. That's a Thursday night special here. So Jets only playing 2 primetime games, 1 Monday night, 1 Thursday night, and then the London game is not technically primetime, but it is standalone. So that's it as far as like Jets nationally televised windows go. At New England, look, you want to be the home team on Thursday night. The Jets were 2-0 on Thursdays last year. 2 of their 5 wins came on Thursday night. So not easy, but, New England's not this great team, but it is difficult to go on the road anytime you got to play on Thursday night.
Yeah, my 2 hopes coming out of the bye are, 1, we don't look completely lifeless like we have under previous regimes. And I don't think that's going to be the case from everything we've seen so far with this new regime. It doesn't look like they're going to come out lifeless after having a 13-day, break in the schedule. So Cleveland, I hope we give them our best, but I also hope that there is a lot of drama in their quarterback room by week 10, and perhaps Flacco or Pickett or, even Dylan Gabriel is not really up to snuff. And there's questions on, should we put in Shedeur Sanders? So I hope that the Browns kind of steal the the headlines entering that week, and the Jets again kind of move in silence, fly under the radar, and they come in and they can, dominate a winnable game against the Browns. And then you head to New England on a short week. It's always tough, like you said, being the road team on a Thursday night. But if there is a team to be the road team against, I think it's the Patriots on the schedule, just based on our away games. It would have been them or like New Orleans as my choice to play on a short week. But New England, I mean, they're going to be a tough test no matter what. Vrabel versus Glenn, that's going to be another big storyline. A lot of teams with new coaches that we just don't know exactly what they're going to be. But by week 11, we should know what is Mike Vrabel as a coach, what is Drake May as a quarterback for this offense. So the New England game is definitely a winnable one. So if they could get out of the bye and come out 2-0, I think that would set them up in a huge way. So like predictively 4 to 5 wins by week 11. And I think you're in a really good spot for the back end of the stretch.
How about this for a super chat? Jojo says, "Hi, Dylan, my favorite guest."
Hey, what's up, Jojo? I appreciate that. I try to just do my part, right?
Jojo, liking Dylan T. Love it. Steven writes in, "Girlfriend left me. Might need to see my first Jets home game week 1 with the Asmaniacs tailgate." Damn. Well, I'm sorry about your girl, Steven, but I'll tell you, they say nothing's better for the heart than tailgating with a bunch of Asmaniacs before the Jets home opener.
I have a little anecdote for this similar situation. When my wife and I were splitting up, the first day I moved out of the house, I went to the Chargers game and I met like Green Bean and Nick Shine, who I heard you're a friend of, by the way. I met Nick Shine a bunch. I met Ryan, Matt O'Leary. I met all the guys from Talking Jets. Like I had a great time. So like maybe being around the boys and the 4.5%ers, we can't forget them. I think that would be a good thing for you, Steven, and maybe it'll turn the tides a little bit for you.
So I knew this comment was coming. Tony G, this guy had a wife. Dylan, remind the audience how old you are, because everyone thinks you're like 17.
Yeah, I'm not 17. I'm not even 22 or 24. I'm 30. I'm 30 years old as of last month. Yeah, I was married for just about 8 years. We were together, but now we've been separated for like 2 years now. So yeah, I had a wife.
More on the schedule here. Once again, this is not official, but it's been confirmed by several people. Brian Costello of the New York Post, I would say, is the most credible person that's confirmed this and matches up with some of the things that we know have already been confirmed, like the amount of primetime games. Obviously, the home opener being against Pittsburgh has been confirmed, and just the various connecting of the dots. We believe this is going to be the official schedule, but it is not officially official till 8 p.m. Eastern tonight for those of you just tuning in. So after New England, I mean, look, this might be the most difficult game they play all year at Baltimore on November 23rd in week 12. Not expecting much there, but okay, fine. After that, you got Atlanta at home. That's winnable. Miami at home in the cold. That is certainly winnable. At New Orleans, they might be one of the worst teams in the league. In fairness, maybe the Jets are too, but play along here. That's winnable. At Jacksonville late in the year, that's winnable. Home against New England late in the year, that's winnable. And at Buffalo, what is this, 2015 all over again, where we have home New England and at Buffalo? Hopefully we don't lose to the Bills to get knocked out of the playoffs again. But point is, that game might mean nothing to the Bills last week of the year. If the Jets are afloat going into late November into December, they got a chance here, at least on paper, with some winnable games down the stretch.
Yeah, and one of your chat members is much smarter than I am and called out that I switched Jacksonville and New Orleans, but they're still back-to-back road games there. Baltimore, tough game, man. I mean, obviously, when Lamar Jackson is a perennial MVP candidate, it's going to be tough to, we're going to be underdogs. Obviously.
Are you saying the graphic is switched, so it's actually Jacksonville first, then New Orleans?
Yeah, it's Jacksonville, New Orleans, I believe. That's what the chat was saying. Saints in week 16 on the 21st. So, but yeah, Baltimore, I mean, it's going to be a great matchup of athletic quarterbacks. And obviously we hope by week 12, we have more of a feel for what Justin Fields is going to be. But obviously Lamar Jackson and Justin Fields is going to be electric from a fan perspective, even a fantasy football perspective. So it's a tough draw, but obviously we knew they were on our schedule. It doesn't really matter where they are. It's going to be a tough game regardless. And then you enter a stretch, like you mentioned, of 5 games where Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England, you have 3 teams in the Saints, Jags, and Patriots who have brand new coaches. And Atlanta, I mean, they have a decent amount of change. They obviously have our defensive coordinator as their defensive coordinator. And then Miami's on the hot seat. So by week 14, we'll know for sure if Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer, their general manager, are going to be retained, or if they're on the hotter seat, then they're starting out the season. So after Baltimore, I really like how the schedule opens up. And if there's even a slight chance that the Jets have a playoff hope entering November 30th against the Falcons, it's going to be in the Jets' hands. They're going to almost decide their fate. And I know that's not, the true meaning of the phrase, because when you control your own destiny in the NFL, you just have to win and you're in. But I think after Atlanta, you really hold all the cards for yourself, and it doesn't matter what these teams look like. It all depends on what the Jets look like, and if they're able to, best some of these teams that they should be beating.
So once again, for those of you just tuning in, the graphic is right as far as the teams. The order, the only thing that's off here, and Dylan will correct it and we'll update it, is New Orleans and Jacksonville are swapped. So it's Jacksonville on December 14th, and then it's New Orleans on December 21st, if I have that correct then.
Yes, that is correct. And shout out to whoever said it in the chat. I appreciate you. You guys are all much smarter than I am.
And here it is. This is the schedule here. It's the same thing we have with the swap of Jacksonville and New Orleans. Look, to me, get off to a good start somehow, and then there's a path. And none of these games are automatic L's. They're just not automatic W's. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's they're gonna have the Jets are gonna have to show us before people truly buy in.
Yeah, and you said it, I think either earlier today or yesterday's one of yesterday's shows, that somebody asked how many teams are looking at the Jets as a possible W on their schedule. And it's every single one of them, even the bad teams. I mean, why wouldn't they look at what the Jets have been in the last, 4 or 5 years and say that is a team that we absolutely can win against, even with all the unknowns? Now, by week 8, week 10, when we're entering the Browns week, and hopefully the narrative has changed and there's a little bit more respect on Aaron Glenn's name, people won't be feeling that way. And the back end of the schedule can really open up in the Jets' favor. So I agree with your point. Everybody's looking at the Jets like a W, and it's time that we've reversed the tides and we start looking at other teams as winnable games, because 9, 10, 11 games last year was the instant reaction, and now we're kind of back down in the 6 to 7 win range. So we got to be able to get back up into that 500 or better territory.
You mentioned Aaron Glenn. Reminder, you get the membership. We're giving away this shirt at the end of the show. Super chats apply as well. $10 super chat gets you 2 raffle entries. Here's the updated graphic with the change we just made. Once again, it's the same schedule. The only difference is New Orleans and Jacksonville were flip-flopped on the last one, but this is the schedule right here. So it's Jacksonville and then the Saints. Selfishly, I was hoping that Saints game would be a lot earlier on in the season because I'd want to go. Got a buddy who lives in New Orleans, would make the trip, but who knows if that game means anything for the Jets if it's 2 awful football teams late in December.
Yeah, and now it's, Christmas is sandwiched in between that game and New England, so it always makes travel plans that much tougher.
No doubt. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We have the schedule in front of us. Jet fans, I want to know your thoughts. What is the record prediction? 17-0? 0-17? That's the question. Somewhere in the middle, most likely? I'd imagine so. I did see this from Tony Vegas on Twitter. So one of the best things to do when a schedule comes out is play the famous win-win-loss-win game. And Tony Vegas did that already, Dylan, so I want your thoughts on this. He's predicting 17-0.
I see no flaws. I mean, 10 out of 10, no notes, or 17 out of 17, no notes. I have nowhere to argue any of his points here. We should be able to sweep the division. That's fairly simple. We should be able to beat the former NFL MVP in Josh Allen and another MVP in Lamar Jackson. I wholeheartedly agree. So 17-0, I'm absolutely on board. Although I do think the 1 should just be dropped down a little bit in front of the 0.
Yeah, that would probably make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul is the first person to be entered in the raffle for the Aaron Glenn shirt at the end of the show. Broken into quarters: 1-3, 1-3, 2-2, 2-3, 6-11 season, might get the 7-10 because of that Bills game, might mean nothing to them. Just figure out if Fields is the franchise quarterback or not this year. I need to figure out more than that, though, to be honest with you, Paul. Like who are we going forward with on this team? Who are, true foundational pieces we could build around, right? Because if Fields is not the guy, right? If they go 6-11, I don't think Fields is the starter next year where it's like his team. He might be the bridge to whoever they draft, but like that to me is only part of what we need to learn this year. I want to learn about Aaron Glenn and this coaching staff. Like, is Tanner Engstrand a good OC? Is this offensive line truly a strength? Or do we have major issues there with AVT and John Simpson going into free agency? There's so many things beyond just Fields to look at. But to me, beyond Fields, it really starts with the coaching staff. It starts with Aaron Glenn. Like, if he's the real deal, the Jets aren't going to be bad forever. If he's not a good coach, they're going to remain as the Jets.
Yeah, I think more importantly than is Justin Fields the franchise quarterback, is Aaron Glenn the franchise head coach. I know he has to kind of put his money where his mouth is, and the coaching staff really has to step up. And a term that I've been using is thread the needle. They have to thread the needle with Justin Fields and Brandon Stevens and Andrew Sisko and Malachi Corley and Arian Smith and, all these new guys on the roster, Josh Reynolds, even they have to thread the needle and make him into a wide receiver 2/3. So if they're able to prove more, like you said, it comes down to more than just is Justin Fields the guy. Is the 53-man roster NFL caliber? Are we competitive week in and week out? Do we go into every Sunday watching our team run out of the tunnel and say, hell yeah, we have a chance to win? And it's not just fandom hype. You know what I mean? Like, we need to actually feel like we can go out and beat the Dolphins twice or the Patriots twice or even split with the Bills. Like, we need to have those feelings, and that's all going to get confirmed or denied by Aaron Glenn within the first, I would say, 10 games of the season. We'll really get to know exactly what he and his coaching staff are made out of.
Bill M. Engstrand better have schemes for days for Fields. Yeah, I mean, he's an unknown as a play caller, but it is vital that he's good at his job for Fields to be good at his.
Yeah, and I heard Connor Rogers on Badlands mentioning Washington being the offense that they should try to replicate as best as possible. And I just think it's really funny because Cliff Kingsbury was on like a short list of offensive coaches that I really wanted the Jets to at least consider during the process. So now if you see Tanner Engstrand stealing concepts and schemes from Cliff Kingsbury, I think obviously it's very telling. Cliff Kingsbury didn't want to be a head coach during this cycle. He feels like there's unfinished business in Washington, but it would be nice to see us look like the Washington Commanders of 2024. That would certainly be a major improvement over anything we've seen.
Ryan checks it with a super chat. We're going 11-6 with the schedule. Defense feast. I always laugh when I hear this. It's like, I thought the Jets are only going to win like 7 games, and then I saw the schedule, and now I'm up to we already knew the opponents. It's just the order we didn't know. Like, I always get a kick out of people like wildly changing their win prediction. I don't know where you were at before the schedule, Ryan, but 11-6. Congrats to Aaron Glenn on Coach of the Year. This team goes 11-6. My God.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with 11-6, but yeah, if he's able to get the Jets to that record, he's certainly deserving of Coach of the Year.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Not saying that's a good barometer of sustainable success, because we've seen guys win Coach of the Year and then be dog shit in years past. We've seen our general manager win Executive of the Year and then be absolute dog shit for the following seasons. So it would definitely be nice to at least get a better sense of where AG and the offensive staff is. I'm cool with the defensive staff as it is. Like, I don't really have too much like worry about Steve Wilkes coaching up the guys. Aaron Curry, I'm really excited for. The linebackers coach. Dre Bly for the DBs, I'm really happy with too. Even Chris Banjo on special teams. It really all comes down to the offensive coaching staff developing and themselves developing as coaches. We have coaches in a lot of new positional groups this year. So it's going to be a lot of offensive, I guess, discovery, I guess is the best word to put it. And what we discover is hopefully going to be really fun.
For those of you who are interested in a home game ASMANIAC tailgate and the road trip to Tampa, all the info will be available as soon as we finalize stuff on the Patreon and Discord first. If we got limited spots for our group outings, it is a priority for those who are on the Patreon/Discord to have added. So join the Patreon. This is a great week to do it. It's just $5 a month. It's even less if you sign up for the year. You get 20% off every item in the Jake Asman merch store. Your name added to the intro, bonus shows, and a whole lot more. Just go to patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. We are targeting Tampa for the road trip game. That is the date that has worked the best for the most people, it seems like. And we are targeting the Carolina Panthers game on October 19th. It's a 1 o'clock Sunday kickoff. That is the game that we're targeting for a giant tailgate and group seat outing. So those are the 2 dates to watch, right? Road trip game September 21st against the Bucks. Carolina, October 19th. That's the game to watch for the Asmaniac group ticket game. Last year, we did the Texans game, and it was an incredible night. The Jets actually won. Garrett Wilson had the best catch I probably will ever see in my lifetime. So hopefully we get another great night and a win, which was rare last year, and hopefully there's a lot more this year.
Yeah, a little birdie told me that week 3 is also your birthday week. So I heard all the Asmaniacs have to bring a birthday gift for you.
Oh God, who told you that? They are correct, but that is
your
correct.
Twitter account told me.
Who did?
Your Twitter account.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. I forgot that when you're verified, it makes you put that in.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, last year I had like the best birthday ever. My birthday, September 18th, and the next day there was the home opener, and Aaron Rodgers and the Jets kicked the crap out of the Patriots, and I'm like, holy hell, we're gonna be a good team this year. We got the team, and then Denver happened, and the rest is history.
How are we going to sustain winning, Jake? How are we supposed to do this at 2-1?
The highlight of the Aaron Rodgers era was that night, and then the 8 days before the Jets played again, or the 9 days again. Like that feeling of like, 2-1, all is right in the world. And then the Jets were the Jets.
Yep, and then it completely bottoms out until we get the speech, not heard around the world, but still made ripples in the locker room. That was a little bump up in the morale of the team, but it was bottoming out very early on last year. And I don't think that's going to be the case this year.
This year, we're celebrating my birthday in Tampa Bay. We're getting a W, Dylan. You got to be there.
Oh, 100%. I have another family member who's a Bucks fan. So I'm in the workings trying to, now that everything's official, Steelers, Bucks. I mean, I would love to get to London, dude. I see the crowd that's going over there is going to be wild.
Yep.
So if I could get to those 3 games and they're all, October and September games, I'd be super happy. And I can't wait. I hope I get to meet a lot of people in the chat here, people on YouTube or Twitter rather, that have expressed their want for me to come across the pond. I've definitely I felt it, and I'm trying. I think I'm looking at like 1,500 to get over right now before spending $1 in the UK. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be doable.
Yep, I'm trying to do London as well. I don't have my work schedule, but tentatively speaking, I'm targeting Tampa to be at for a road game for sure. And then I will be at a couple of home games, but definitely planning on Carolina being the big group buy one. And there'll be other games too where we invite people to L5 to tailgate and all that. But as far as like a bunch of listeners all in the same section, the full experience we did last year, we're looking at that Carolina home game and then the road game being Tampa. It's already in the works for a big Jets tailgate for Jet fans making the trip to Tampa. We're in touch with Tailgate Joe already for that. So things are starting to happen here. And this fan base is so great. This schedule is not even official yet. We already had the full thing, and we're already breaking down tailgates, road trips. And this team hasn't made the playoffs in 15 years, and it just shows you how great the Jet fan base is.
Absolutely fired up, passionate fan base. And it extends across the pond, too. Like, I have not seen such like a passionate fan base over in the UK. Like, they're so excited, and the Jets are home now. So I'm sure they're going to do a lot more from the team side of it. At least I hope they would. So it's going to be just a great weekend. I heard they do festivities a couple days before the game even. So you probably got to get in a little early to the UK and spend a couple extra days, Friday, Saturday. But I can't wait. I hope I get to go to a couple of these games. I haven't been since that Chargers game that I talked about. So, and then that one was awful. Irv Charles trips over the sprinkler system, and Darius Davis takes the punt return to the house on the first possession, and you just knew the game was cooked. We didn't score an offensive touchdown. That was the theme of 2023 without Aaron Rodgers. So I need to see another W for the Jets.
That game was brutal, and I went to that game. I was still living in Houston at the time, so I flew in for that, stayed in New York all week, then flew out to Vegas to watch the Jets lose to the Raiders. And in both those games, they did not score an offensive touchdown.
That's That's absolutely brutal. That's twice I've been to the Jets games in MetLife. And normally I'm good winning percentage wise in MetLife. But I also went and I saw the Saints a couple years back in like Zach's first or second year. And they didn't even cross midfield until the 50-yard line. The only reason I stayed till the fourth quarter was because my buddy worked at Trump International and he got free suite passes. So I was just enjoying the suite. But I was like, dude, if they don't cross midfield on this possession, we could just dip. So I hope that's not the case with the Aaron Glenn Jets.
That Charger game you were at was so bad. It led to the creation of this incredible Gator video. Hey, Robert, thanks for taking my question. With Zach starting again Sunday, does he have any compromising photos of you or someone else in the organization?
No, it's a fair question, Jake. I'm going to take the fifth on that one.
What the hell is this going backwards bullshit? You don't go backwards. You throw the ball out of bounds with your big goddamn arm, and you go back in the fucking huddle.
No, it's a fair question, Neil.
This is bullshit.
Jose Feliciano, the blind Puerto Rican guitarist, can see that he is terrible.
This kid does not want to run with the ball.
Are you kidding me? This is the shit I'm talking about. You bitch's ass. You did his ass on my damn field.
No, it's a fair question, King.
The third damn year we are seeing this in Naptown.
He's not trying to win the goddamn game.
You gotta be kidding me. Send his ass the fuck down.
I could have made 20 yards with that goddamn hole.
If your quarterback cannot play in the NFL, they get rid of him.
Oh, there's one of his 27-second throws. Oh, it's amazing. I don't give a shit.
If you cannot play football, get your ass off the
I
field.
walk around and wipe Rodgers' ass because that's all you're good for.
And you're sitting here defending this bullshit.
If I see Zach Wilson go on that field, me and Lowski are going up personally, and we're going to take his ass off the field.
It is torture, man.
God damn it.
I'm fucking
All right, thanks, guys.
What a moment that was. And Zach Wilson was not benched. He then started against the Raiders. I paid a lot of money to watch. No touchdowns that night. And then he finally went out there against the Bills and was benched for Tim Boyle. And the Jet season was already over.
Shout out to Lowski for getting in the One Jets Drive media room with absolutely no clothes on, too. So that's awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Hopefully there's nothing as bad as that again. Ricky NY checks in. Jake, September 21st in Tampa. We smoke and debate in person. Hell yeah. LFG Asmaniacs. Ricky, you were one of the first people I thought of when I saw that Tampa game was in week 3. Perfect time to do a meetup. The Jet season won't be over by then, even if they're 0-2. I can't wait, man. That's a good day. And now it might be hot as hell in Tampa, but we'll deal with that because I'd rather the Jet season be alive than, we plan for Tampa in December and the team is already 4-11 at that point.
Yeah, that always makes it tough when the best games on the schedule are in November and December because you have to just cross your fingers and pray that there's relevancy to those games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bat Fella is the second person today to be entered in our raffle at the end of the show. Plus, Bat Fella, you're in for 2 weekly raffle entries for this. Rodgers better retire because we're coming for his ass. Week 1, we are beating the Steelers. We want the smoke. LFG. F Boston, we're closing it out tonight. Indy is getting cooked. Brunson, MVP. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bat Fella checks in. And I'll say this, Bat Fella, from your lips to God's ears. Go Nets.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Are we coming for that Aaron Rodgers ass, Dylan? Let's start there.
Oh, we better be smoking that Rodgers pack on Monday in that game. I will be lighting up in here against the rules of my apartment complex if we go out and destroy Aaron Rodgers. I will be joining Ricky NY for sure.
I love it. Let's see. King Lowski, that effing child makes me sick. So King Lowski's watching the show. Lowski, we better get. I know you live in Atlanta. You better be coming to Tampa. That ends up being the official meetup, which is looking likely. I'm looking forward to that one, man. All right, let's get to some of your calls now. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is open. Papa Jet will start us off today. What's up, Papa?
How you guys doing?
What's up,
How's it
Papa
going,
Jet?
Papa?
Hey, Dylan, I see you won the raffle last week. You won the best prize in the raffle last week. So congrats to you.
I appreciate that. I was going for the Fields helmet, but the Klecko helmet, you can't argue with anybody.
Did it arrive yet,
who's
Dylan? You didn't tell me.
No, it has not arrived yet. It is not.
Really? Okay. So it's moving. UPS is taking their time with this.
My apartment complex is very bad with mail, so it's probably on their end.
All right.
Hey, and your channel there, is it like, are you showing clips or is it live or is it kind of a mix match or?
It's definitely going to be a mix of both. Like, if you were a follower of anything I did on Jet Nation, it was a mix of like live content with Glenn and then some small like update videos, kind of breaking news videos. I'm kind of going to implement both of those. I did a lot of film breakdowns for Jet Nation in the last couple of weeks of the draft prospects, so I'll plan on doing more of those. Like the first one I'm going to do is Fatorma Molba, the defensive tackle from West Virginia. So that's going to be up on my channel in the next coming, 2 days maybe. So yeah, it's just going to be a bunch of everything. I'm also going to take feedback because it's very important to listen to the listeners and see what they want. Because if you try to do a bunch of hour-long shows, not many people are equipped for that, So it's definitely a niche market.
I'll definitely be there. As far as the schedule, I don't know. I think me and Ryan were drinking the same Kool-Aid, but I came up with 11-6 too. So, and I've been a fan over 50 years, so I don't get overly optimistic, but I just feel like every year there's always crap team, like people who say this is a win and they end up making the playoffs, and there's always a couple playoff teams people are looking at and they always take a crap, so maybe it's going to be one of those years, but I'm going to have faith in Glenn, and my last thing was, as far as the draft this year, the one thing I wish we would have did was get one of the defensive tackles, because it was such a good draft with depth at defensive tackle. But I do think Taylor, he flashed a little bit last year, so I'm looking for him to come up in year 2. And I saved this for last because I'll probably get laughed off the call or Jake will put me in the hole. But as far as Clemens, he did have a good first year. I mean, he showed promise in the first year, and I think they kicked him more outside and had him lose weight, I think. So, and I think it was
weight.
What's that?
They had him gain weight.
Okay, well, do you think he could, if he gains more weight, because now I think they got him at 263 or something, do you think he could produce inside? Because I think part of the problem was the coach, like Saleh was too much of a I'll be your best friend kind of coach. I mean, because he definitely needs discipline because he had too many stupid penalties. So I'd like to give him maybe one more year, but if I wake up tomorrow and they cut him, I'm not going to bat an eye at it,
Mm-hmm. The money they save makes it worth it to cut him. But I will say in his defense, and somebody in the chat just said it too, I think Clemens would fit in this scheme a little bit better because I look at guys like Aiden Hutchinson and their measurables. They're very large edge rushers. So we had Will McDonald, and then Jermaine Johnson was our other big edge. I think Hassan Reddick is still even in the 240s, maybe low 250s. So if we see edge rushers or, edge setters in the run game that are 265, 275, even like 280, like Zadarius Smith, even he's floating out there. I would definitely like that over a Clemens, but I will say it does benefit him more in this scheme to be a larger body on the edge.
Yeah, maybe the coaching can do something. We don't know. And
yeah,
Jake,
he's a Texas A&M guy, so Aaron Glenn's probably going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, he's an Aggie, and Tampa could be a thing for me and my son possibly. I don't do good in the heat, but we'll look into it.
Papa Jet, we need you in Tampa. We need that beard. I actually was just told by Aaron Glenn, he just texted me. He goes, if Papa Jet is not at the Tampa game, we have no chance of winning. So you want the Jets to go 11-6, you better be there. All right? You better be there. Indy Jets with a super chat. Indy Jets is the leader in the clubhouse as far as raffle entries. We're going to give away this shirt at the end, plus Indy's added to our Jalen Brunson, Curtis Martin, and Aaron Glenn weekly raffle prize. 5 entries for Indy. He says the bat needs the back in his meds. Indy going to send the Knicks packing again. That ain't happening, Indy, but I appreciate your support of those. Bing bong.
It's going to be a tough 2 weeks for Indy on this channel with all the Knicks fans that are floating around here.
Look, at least Indy Jets, it lives or is from Indiana and is supporting his local team. Our guy Boyd Green's a Celtics fan. How is that possible?
Wow. No, I didn't know that. That kind of changes things for Paul. Shout out Paul. He was my first subscriber on the channel. So always
Was he
appreciate
really?
BG. Yeah, he
Wow.
was. I appreciate BG, but knowing you're a Celtics fan, dude, what? I guess like upstate New York, he is close proximity there, but not close enough. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I like Paul, but what are we doing? Ryan says 11-6 on my mama. This is our year. Go Jets. So if the Jets don't go 11-6, Ryan, what happens to your mom?
Oh no, don't do that.
Like, what does that mean? Like, are you just risking your mom?
He kind of put her up for sacrifice at this point.
Like, does she croak if they don't go 11-6? Because I would probably bet the Jets won't be 11-6, considering they haven't won more than 7 games in a decade. And the one time they won 11 games in my lifetime rooting for them was 2010.
Yeah, and I mean, national prognosticators telling the world that the Jets are probably going to be a 4 or 5 win team. Again, it probably helps in their favor of winning more than 4 or 5 games, but 11 is pretty lofty.
It's so funny though. Like, you look at the schedule compared to last year, the year before. Like, just look at the amount of 1:00 games, man. The sweet smell of 1:00. We're back, baby.
Kaz is in all of his glory. He can go to bed at like 7 o'clock now.
We're back. 1 p.m. Can't wait. The London game, the London game's 2:30 local time for all the UK Jet fans. 9:30 in the morning. If I don't go to London, it'll be interesting to see what that will be like to experience that early. So,
what is the percent chance of you making it over there?
I don't know. It's very tricky because I don't have my ESPN radio schedule for the fall.
Oh, right.
So I can't commit to anything yet because without saying anything I'm not allowed to say, I'm expecting a bigger role. So I got to figure that out first.
We always love bigger roles. We always love those.
That's right. So we'll see, because there's only so many days I'd be able to take off from that. And I would prioritize Tampa over London because I did London last year.
Yeah, and like you mentioned earlier, when I said about the Jets staying in Florida, it's just a quick flight, so you could fly in, do the meetup, fly out like Monday morning, and take the red eye back home to Jersey.
It'd be easy, 100%.
Yeah.
And whereas London is like it's a whole thing to fly international and all that.
It's not even the money that's kind of like disturbing me with the London thing. It's the fact that it's a 12-hour flight. Like, I don't know what I can do with myself for 12 hours. Like, I struggle on 5-hour flights. If I sleep,
it's 12 hours for you?
Yeah.
What airport would you fly from?
I did from, I guess, GSP, which is like the local, like small airport, or I would come out of Charlotte.
Interesting. Yeah, London, I think it was only like 6 hours last year when I did it from New
that's
York.
Digestible. Like 6 hours is great. Maybe
it wasn't bad. I did the red eye on the way back. I flew the night of the game on the way back, and I landed in Newark at like 7 in the morning. I remember I called Beningo. I go, hey, I actually made it back if you want to do our weekly hit. And I was like, bro, you're still in London? I go, no, I'm on U.S. soil, Joe. But he's like, we'll just do it tomorrow. And it worked out great because last year they fired Salah that Tuesday after the London game. And because Joe didn't want to come on with me Monday, I got to have the moment of the Jet YouTube season last year where I got to break the news to Joe B that Salah got canned.
Yep. I remember doing Buffalo show that Monday. And then there was like a spree of like Tuesdays that month that just news was happening, whether it was the Athletic hit pieces or whatever. And I'm like, Buffalo, do we move the show to Tuesday? Because news just happens. And like, yeah, we just missed it by a day. But if the London flight's only 7 hours, dude, I don't care if I got to like fly to Newark for a day and spend time in New Jersey and then go across. Like I'll take that over 12 hours. Like, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with myself on a plane for 12.
It doesn't sound like it should be 12 hours, though, coming from Charlotte.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it's that long.
I was booking through Capital One so I could use my miles and rewards. So maybe they're just lying to me to be assholes or whatever. But it definitely was a lot longer of a flight than I wanted.
That sounds brutal if it's actually that long. But that doesn't sound right to me. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, Jenergy in the house. Jenergy, I'll see you tonight at our Knicks watch party, American Whiskey. Everyone come on down if you're in the area. I'm claiming that JB jersey. Jenergy, I mean, I believe, has the most entries in the raffle right now. So you got a chance, Genergy. This is for you. Let's go, Knicks. Genergy's in our daily raffle for the Aaron Glenn shirt I'm giving away at the end of the show for 5 with this one in honor of the Jets schedule release. Let's get to more of your calls now. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline right now is one of our favorites. Let's get his take on the schedule. Let's say hello to the Kyle Clifton.
What's going on, fellas? How are you?
There you go, Kyle. Forgot to put you up. Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. To me, the schedule not great for the frequent Jets traveler. There's some good locales in there, but as I told Jake the other day, my group likes to travel in a very tight window between mid-December and like the beginning of October. We might be able to get Jacksonville in there on the 14th of December, but I have a couple guys that are like, it's too close to Christmas or whatever. They have parties.
We need Tampa. We need you in Tampa, Kyle.
Yeah, that ain't happening. With the track and the soccer in the fall, that's the busy time for.
But Dave Brigg is going to be there.
Well, that is an incentive. I like Dave a lot. But the little Cliftons, they're very busy in the fall, particularly the early fall.
I guess the Clifton family doesn't believe in achievement.
There's too much achievement going on. He can't make time away. That's what it is. They're too busy achieving.
They don't believe in Papa's liberty is what they don't believe in. So yeah, I mean, but the home game, the prospective home game, if it's Carolina, I'll look into it. We'll see if I can swing that. I might have to be nice to Mrs. Clifton for a prolonged period.
You pick up the vacuum now. Reverse the roles.
Right. Whatever vacuum she wants.
It works for Gary.
Yeah. I mean, it goes to show what esteem we're kind of held by the league this year with the 2 night games. I kind of got used to the night games with that crazy Sunday schedules. And all this youth sports. So I'm going to kind of miss it a little bit, or else I'm going to be watching on my phone via the Paramount app at 1:00 and, at track meets and on soccer pitches. But, there's winnable games out there. Like this is I'm not overwhelmed by the schedule, and I think it's a good thing that the league's not taking us that seriously. Hopefully, the teams in the league don't take us that seriously, and we can sneak up on people a little bit. I don't see why 7 or 8 games is unreachable. There's a lot of talent on this team.
Comes down to coaching. Look, we knew the opponents. Like, to me, there's not this like gauntlet stretch where it's like 0-5. There's tough games. I think the first 4 weeks, I think we'd all sign for 2-2 right now, but it's not like they're automatically going to lose week 1, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. None of these teams are like, yep, you have no chance against them. I think the toughest games are Buffalo week 2, the Ravens week 12, and outside of that, I don't look at any of the. Cincinnati's probably going to be difficult week 8, but take out those games. Week 18 against Buffalo might mean nothing for them, and it's the last game of the year, so I don't need to worry about it. I'm not saying the Jets are going to win all these games. I don't think they will, of course. But, it's not crazy if Glenn's good and Fields is good for this team to be competitive and fight for a playoff spot. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, you called it coaching, Jake. I'm going to call it buy-in, right? Because there's talent in this team, but the certain position groups are much, much deeper than the other. If we actually figure out how to run the football, watch out, right? Because I think this is the deepest offensive line group I can remember. It's the deepest secondary, probably. It might even be better than when DJ Reed was here. I didn't particularly care for the year that DJ Reed had last year. And then, linebacker, I think there's a lot of talent. The running back room, I think there's a lot of talent. That there's a lot to like, and it's just a matter of can Fields and Taylor and some of these other key pieces emerge, and whether they take to this coaching and buy into the system. I appreciate your time, guys, as ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Clifton checking in. A man who, despite not coming to our Tampa road game meetup, believes in achievement, Dylan.
Absolutely, man. And to your point, you take away those 4 games, 2 against Buffalo, 1 against Baltimore, 1 against Cincinnati. You're left with a 13-game sample size. If those teams you can't go 7-6 or 6-7 against, we'll just chalk it up. They'll go 0-4. And if anything better than that happens, we'll be surprised and excited. But you're telling me those other 13 games outside of that, it's a huge drop-off after Cincinnati. Like, who is the 5th best opponent? Is it Denver? Is it Tampa Bay? Like, I don't know who that team is going to be necessarily. So if the Jets can't go 6-7 in those 13 games outside of it, I don't know if these are the guys that are going to ultimately do it for us, players and coaches.
God, please get off to a good start. Like that to me is the biggest thing. Like, Rex beat New England his second ever game. There was immediate buy-in from the fan base. They actually started 3-0 that year. I mean, they went on the road in Houston week 1 and Sanchez's debut. And then Giants Stadium was rocking in that 2009 game. I think the Jets won the game 16-9. The defense was incredible that day. Revis had a pick over Randy Moss. And it just kind of set the tone for the Rex era. Like Rex can coach. Like, this is legit. Like, this team's headed in the right direction. They beat Buffalo week 2. Could have a similar type of impact on Aaron Glenn. Imagine they beat the Bills week 2. And they head to Tampa off that win with all the Asmaniacs coming to Tampa Bay. That'd be sick.
It would be a Raymond James Stadium green out takeover.
Oh my
God. The amount of Jets fans at that game would be absolutely sick. And like you said, there's so many fans that currently live in the state that, yeah, dude. Oh my God. The amount of things that I would do for that Rex Ryan 3-0 start this year, and whatever happens the remaining 14 games of the season, whatever. But like that 3-0 start, beating Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Tampa with all the Asmaniacs. Oh my gosh, dude. We're riding a high all the way to Christmas.
Yes.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
End of the show. We're giving away an Aaron Glenn shirt. So enter the raffle if you want in on that. Plus, you're entered in the other raffle prizes that we have for you, including a signed Curtis Martin jersey, a signed Aaron Glenn jersey, and oh yeah, a signed Jalen Brunson jersey. JoJo, see you in Tampa. JoJo, we will see you there. You're in for 2 in our raffle. Kelvin Joseph says, hit the like. Kelvin, appreciate your support as always. Shout out to everyone tuned in live or after the fact. Once again, we believe this to be the schedule. It is not officially confirmed. It won't be till 8 p.m. tonight, but multiple people that we trust, including the New York Post, Brian Costello, have confirmed this. So we're operating off this, and we believe, based on everything we know, this will be the schedule that the Jets put out officially at 8 p.m. tonight. Luppy has gifted 5 channel memberships. He is in the raffle for 5.
Fuck you, Alan.
Always. Thank you, Luppy, for allowing me to play that. Joe M., Osman, AJ Mary, Wyatt, Aaron 35, and Blake all receiving a channel membership there from the Lup Man. All right, let's get to more of your calls right now. Appreciate all of you making this show what it is. Like this guy on the line right now.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Hi, Jake and Dylan.
David.
How's it going?
So Jake, Dylan, I guess maybe the combination of you two, Dylan has swiftly become my favorite. And
I appreciate that.
yeah, no, you are. I don't know. You're. Let's leave it at that. You're special. But as far as the schedule goes, Jake. So I played this by year, and I'm in Florida. And I had the option of 3 Florida games and waiting to see the schedule. And if it wouldn't be the Tampa, and in the fall, I have things going up in Pennsylvania and things to do down here. So depending on what happened. But so It comes up with the Tampa game, September 21st, right?
September 21st is the target date for a road trip meetup.
And so it's perfect for me and Jake. September 21st is my birthday.
Oh, no way. You got to be there now, David.
Has
We
to-
got to
has to
celebrate your
happen now.
birthday.
Oh yeah, I know. It blew my mind. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah.
I mean everything is falling into place, and oh yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. And you know, whatever you book the hotel or whatever, you know, I'm interested in that. And then
We're
my
all
brother,
staying at Gator's house, David. Are you in?
hey, I mean, if they'll take me, you know what I mean, or they could put up with me.
Yeah, Gator actually has bunk beds for you and I.
Well, you know what? I'm a little older, Jake, so you know, like with my apartment, I need to be on the bottom floor.
All right, you want bottom bunk? That's fine. I'll take the top.
So anyway, and my brother and sister-in-law, you know, they're big Tampa fans, and not to do the Asmaniac thing, but I'm going to get in contact with them, and I'd like to buy them tickets for the game, you know.
Yeah, bring them to the tailgate we're doing. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, they would love it. They're great people, good partiers, and
We'll have Fireball at the tailgate for you, David. We know you love your Fireball.
Are you serious?
Oh, of course. Come on now.
So anyway, all good. I didn't know how it was going to shake down, but I'm pumped already.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. David T.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
David T. coming to Tampa. I mean, Dylan, it's going to be a who's who of Asmaniacs that are going to be there.
He's got his eye on the Florida game, man. I'm excited. I mean, I saw a bunch of people saying that they're excited to go to the Tampa game. So if you have it soft circled, you better put it in Sharpie now because it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a blast.
And once again, when we have everything official, we'll figure out what the plan is for that, tailgate details, all that. We'll try and do something the Saturday night before the game, do a meetup, a gathering somewhere for people. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Join my Discord, and we'll have all the info there as we get it, as we start planning this once everything becomes official later tonight. Super chat here from Mr. Chill King, who cuts the line. I think if Fields is playing well, I would hope Shador's playing well, and we could see them in a shootout. When is that Cleveland game? Let's see. The Browns game is the first game out of the bye, November 9th. There is a chance, because I thought there was like some rumblings of the Jets opening against Cleveland, and I figured it'd be Flacco if they played him early. By the time we get to week 10, it could be Shador by then starting for Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, is there going to be enough QB drama where Shedeur Sanders is getting, oh, is he the starter for this game against the Jets? And they're really going to be stealing a lot of those narratives and headlines that the Jets don't want to be stealing anyway. Like, all those Rodgers comments on McAfee leading up to games that get talked about on the broadcast by the commentators. I think Cleveland is going to, dominate those headlines in a way that benefits the Jets. And if it is Shedeur, sure. I mean, I want to do my victory lap on Bang Mateo that Shadeur's not a good quarterback or NFL caliber quarterback. But I mean, if he's playing well, then yeah, that'd be great to see him versus Fields and really, see what they can do. Because I mean, Shedeur, at one point I was saying we should probably consider drafting him in the 3rd or 4th round. But yeah, it would be fun to see him play against Fields.
Rich says we're 8 away from 200 likes. So click the like button if you're one of the 400 people in here watching this show. Alan writes in, I might have to sneak my way to Tampa. All right, everyone. Unfortunately, the meetup is canceled. That's it. It's over. We're done.
Fuck you, Alan.
Is there a portable hole over there in Tampa we could throw you down, Alan? No,
I'm just honestly, laughing. Oh my God. So Alan writes that, and then like the first comment I saw after that is from Hennessy. Please don't, Alan.
Hey man, I think Alan is a big supporter of mine, so I can't say too many bad things. I don't agree with all his takes, but hey man, if you're there, man. Show the support for the Asmaniacs. That'd be cool.
Man, imagine Alan shows up to the meetup. We'd have to throw him out.
Yeah, how many super chats get him in the hole?
We're gonna need, you know what we need? Because it's Florida, it's gonna be hot. Alan, we'll let you come, but we gotta have like one of those dunk tanks set up where people can throw a football and Alan has to get dunked in water every time.
Whoa, no, because that's refreshing. We need to have the opposite of that. We need to like put Alan in like a urinal where it's super hot for like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing, Alan. I love you. You know that.
Let's see. Dan, I missed your super chat. I apologize. I got sandwiched in. Appreciate your support as always, my friend. The Mets play at Miami, final series of the regular season when the Jets play their Monday Night Football game against the Dolphins. Do you think the NFL looks at these things? I don't think they do for regular season baseball. No, I think that's just circumstance that the Mets happen to be there when the Jets are playing Monday Night Football. So I don't think the NFL pays any attention to that. They only pay attention when it's like when you have the Raiders playing at the same stadium as the Oakland A's, and you got to make sure the stadium's available for football and there's not baseball there.
Yeah, they probably pay more attention to Taylor Swift's tour schedule than they do regular season baseball schedules and trying to sync those up, because it did seem like the Chiefs played a lot of times where Taylor Swift was just a short puddle jump away from attending the game last year.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. More importantly, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel here. We're trying to get to 50,000 subs. You guys make the show what it is. So smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gusbuster Umbrella hotline right now is a man who yesterday demanded $20 for lunch and then rescinded the Venmo. It's time to say hello to Charles Gorman.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Send it this way, Charles!
Hey, Jake, how are you?
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Dylan, how are you?
I'm doing well, Charles. How are you?
Good. I just saw the schedule you posted up. Looks interesting. I know a lot of Jet fans are expecting between 3 to 5 wins. Some even say 7, but my dad and I keep saying this: the Jets should strive to win at least 10 or 11 games this year. I know that may sound a bit too much for some Jets fans, but to me, it's not. This team has talent. So, I mean, if this team is bad, like a lot of people think it's going to be, then I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, let me ask you this question, Charles. So, you said the team should strive for 11 plus wins.
10
I think
to
they
11.
should. Right. I think they should strive to go undefeated. We as fans, I like how we think about them has no impact on their play on the field.
True. But, you know.
Like I want Aaron Glenn striving to win every game, not just 10 or 11.
Well, I
don't want to get complacent, Charles. You understand me?
I don't understand. That's what I want to message. As Jet fans should really strive more so to achieve at least 10 or 11 wins. The team would like to go undefeated, try to take it to the Dolphins, but I don't see that happening with this schedule. That's just me being realistic. As for who I like the Jets sign in free agency, I would like for them to get Keenan Allen. Or Keenan Allen, I think, still looks like a pretty productive player. I mean, he did play well enough for the Bears last year. He did develop nice chemistry with Caleb Williams. I mean, I think Keenan Allen is a future Hall of Fame wide receiver. I mean, he did have a tremendous career with the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers, for some reason, have a good history of wide receivers.
Gary K says Charles should strive for $25 out of Jake.
I appreciate that, Gary K, but not really, no.
Jay says that you combed your hair with a fork. Is this true?
I don't comb my hair with a fork. I don't know why you guys keep making up this shit, but whatever.
I didn't make it up, for the record. Jay
I'm
said
talking about
this.
the guys in the chat, not you, Jake.
There's ladies in the chat too, Charles.
Well, I meant guys as in general, not just males.
Okay.
But females too.
I see. Jay wants to know how much money do you have left to get through the month? Have we gotten the Six Flags refund yet?
I'm gonna get it on Friday.
And correct me if I'm wrong. You said that's about $40.
Yes, I paid him in cash.
Okay, so do you believe that the $40 that you get back is that going to be enough to last you till the end of the month? We believe still.
Probably.
Okay. New Q says that Charles is wearing nothing but the wife beater right now. Is this true?
I'm not wearing the Jake Asman wife beater, but I am wearing a wife beater nonetheless.
How come you're not wearing the Charles Gorman inspired Jake Asman wife beater?
Because I'll wear it tomorrow.
Okay. Barbarossa wants to know, was it a spoon that you used to comb your hair?
I don't spoon my hair. I comb my hair. No, I don't use a spoon to comb my hair.
No, you don't spoon your hair. I mean, did you use a spoon?
No, I don't. I use a comb.
I see.
It's very hot in my room, so.
You have a fan?
I don't have a fan.
Charles, if the Jets signed Superman to play running back this offseason, but his helmet was laced with kryptonite, do you think he could put up more rushing yards than Breece Hall this year?
Maybe, maybe not.
So, Charles, I know you're probably the perfect guy to throw this take out. I've long said that if the Jets could have any historical figure play for them, that we would want Moses to play for us because he would part defenders like the Red Sea. Just put him at tailback. No one will get near him. It'd be an automatic touchdown. Your thoughts?
Moses. Why not Jesus?
I'd take him as well. He might be busy, though.
Why not God himself?
He's probably got better things going on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Moses would be fine. But honestly, right now, the schedule looks interesting to me. I probably will do my own thoughts on the schedule either later today or tomorrow.
And where are those thoughts going to be?
On my YouTube channel.
Oh, there it is, baby. Yeah,
Shameless plug,
that thing.
baby.
Plug it in.
Shameless self-promo alert. Shameless self-promo alert.
Peter Castro says, Jake, Venmo me $50. I'm broke. I want you to know I've received about 100 Venmo requests since you requested more money from me the other day, Charles.
I'm sorry to hear that, Jake.
Yeah.
If I knew it was that easy, I would have done the same, Jake. What the heck?
I didn't say I've accepted those Venmo requests.
Hopefully the Knicks get a W tonight. Hopefully they don't let the Boston Celtics creep their way back into the series.
Let's hope not.
Because my prayers do go out to Jason Tatum, but fuck Boston. Excuse my language.
You know, if you curse and then say, excuse my language, it kind of defeats the purpose. You still curse?
Well, then I say, excuse my language, but F Boston.
Yeah, that works.
There we go.
Now, Charles, what is the likelihood of you making it to the Tampa game for the big meetup?
For the Jake Asman meetup? You mean,
Yeah.
I mean, going to Tampa? Man, I haven't been to Florida since I was, 7 years old?
Were you in Disneyland or Disney World, I mean?
Disney World and Universal Studios, yes.
Nice.
Oh. Stretching, that's all. I don't know, man. I'll have to see. Hopefully, hopefully, we'll have to see, you know?
Gator has already offered one of his guest bedrooms to you.
Oh, we've seen at Gator's house. That's interesting.
Yeah. And Nick Shine has already offered to escort you as your chaperone.
Is this true or you're just BSing?
No, it's of course true.
I'll have to see. I mean, I would love to go to a Tampa Bay game, but right now, I prefer going to a home game than an away game. For the Steelers game is September 7th. That's 3 days before my 31st birthday. So
Which game?
The Steelers game. It's on September 7th, correct?
Oh, well, you're a September birthday too. We got a lot of September birthdays in the Asmaniac community.
Yeah, I'm born on September 10th. So I think that's also Barbarossa's birthday as well.
Wow.
We're gonna be buying everybody birthday presents in Tampa.
We'll see,
John
man.
has already offered $20 for the Gormani trip to Tampa.
I appreciate it, John. I mean, this schedule is not easy. I know we only have, what, 2, maybe 3 primetime games this year? I think 2, correct?
2
The
primetime
Thursday
games.
night game and the Monday night game.
Yes.
The London game people don't count as a primetime game. I think it should because we're in friggin' London. But
are you going to get up at 9:30 in the morning to watch it?
Of course, I got up to watch the Jet game when they got their ass kicked by the Vikings. Yes. Well, not.
So set the scene for us. I want to visualize this. So Jets 9:30 a.m. kickoff. Are we having like a breakfast items during it? Like what is are we eating before the game?
Before the game.
Okay, so before the game, what are we having?
Maybe some cereal, maybe some pancakes or waffles.
Okay. We drinking coffee, orange
Milk.
juice, milk. What type of milk?
Cow.
What?
Regular milk.
Chocolate?
Cow milk. Cow milk. That would
Yeah,
work too. Chocolate milk.
Yeah, but what about like what percent milk? 1%, 2%, fat free?
Regular milk.
Breast?
Whole milk?
Whole milk, yes. Breast milk, I haven't had that since I was a baby. Anyway. Whole milk,
Calm your freaky down.
Hey, you're the one that started with the breast milk, not me, okay? Calm my freaky down my ass.
Calm your freaky down.
But maybe some Cinnamon Toast Crunch or some Cocoa Puffs for cereal. Or Cookie Crisps. Love having them. I know they're not technically healthy for you, but I like them.
Well, I'll tell you what, Charles. I'm excited to hear what you end up having during the game at 9:30 in the morning.
Well, when I'm having 9:30, I'll probably be drinking a bottle of water.
Okay.
I'll be watching the game at home on my couch in my PJs.
Are your PJs much different than what you're wearing right now?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay. How so?
Do you really want to know?
You know what? I don't think I'm doing my job unless I get this information, right, Dylan? You want to know?
I'm on the edge of my seat, Charles.
Come on, Charles. The schedule came out. We're breaking down each week. We need to know what you're going to be wearing pajama-wise when the Jets play at 9:30 in the morning.
My wife beater or an
Okay.
or an undershirt whenever, depending on the weather.
Yep.
Probably some boxers.
Okay.
Some socks. That's about it.
Well, Charles, you said a lot today. Thank you very much for the insight.
Also, just another shameless self promo alert. I may be doing a hangout live stream either later tonight or tomorrow.
During the Knicks game, really, Charles?
Hey, man, not everyone watches basketball.
But your thing says LFG Knicks, baby. So it insinuates that you're going to be watching basketball.
I'll probably be watching the game while doing the live stream.
I don't know if you could do that.
Well, I'm not going to show the game, but I'll have it on my TV. Probably going to be on ESPN tonight. I won't show.
It's on TNT. You're going to be very distracted.
Well, we'll see.
We will.
Have a good day, okay? Dylan and Jake.
Appreciate you, Charles.
Charles,
God bless America.
Thank you for your time.
Gormani needs some cash. Gormani's broke. I can't keep buying smash burgers for myself. Who's gonna pay my rent? And you know I need $1,000 for that catfish chick. So if any of you guys wanna contribute, I would love that. But my wallet is empty and it smells like farts.
Excuse me.
Now, that was a great Charles call. Tremendous. All right, couple super chats here. But first, shout out to our guy Dylan. He's got a brand new YouTube channel. He knows he's about to make copious amounts of cash, so he's getting in the Asmaniac raffle for $5.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Dylan, I am adding you to the raffle for 5 plus. Did I already send you an Aaron Glenn shirt? So if you win, I'll send you a different shirt. I don't know if I
don't know
you.
what's in the package. It's sitting at my brother's. I go up on Friday after work and I receive it. I told him do not cut it open.
Okay.
Because if there's a hope that he gets anything out of that box, he can't know what it is. So I have no idea what's in the box.
Yeah, I might have sent you a Glenn shirt already. So if you win,
Perfect.
I'll check. And if not, if I did, I'll send you a different merch item.
Perfect. Sounds good.
All right, a couple super chats left. We'll say goodbye to Dylan. I'll stay on for the rest here. Let's see. Hennessy is up next for the super chats here. We normally play the Bills well at home, and if we start the season 3-0, we're definitely ending the playoff drought. My birthday, September 16th. Birthday shots in Tampa. Everyone that watches the show seemingly has a birthday in September, so that Tampa game is going to be fun. David T, Henny, myself, Gorman. Who else? There was a couple other people that had September birthdays too, right around then, but it's going to be fun. Look, if the Jets start 3-0, oh my God. I don't see it personally. I'd sign for 2-2 over the first 4, but look, Rex started 3-0 and we all started to believe.
The Henny will be flowing over everybody's cups if we are 2-0 heading into that Tampa game.
Evan J. Williams in the raffle for 2. I would not count out the Jets this year. Good defense, a good run game typically leads to competitive games. And look, if the offensive line is a strength, I've talked about this before. I know Buffalo Jet fan has alluded to this. I showed some stats about the best teams last year, where their O-line's ranked and the correlation there. Like, if the Jets' offensive line is good, there's no way they're winning less than 4 games. Like, they're not going to be the worst team in the NFL. Are they going to be a playoff team? I don't know. It's going to depend on Fields, but they definitely are at least probably a 6 or 7 win team if the O-line's as good as we think it should be.
Yeah, I remember BJF doing a video, and it was like, good teams don't have bad O-lines. And it's so funny how some people will say in one breath that the Jets team is awful and has no talent on it, or we'll say that the offensive line is bad, but that the Jets have a ton of talent on it and they're a good team. And it's like, you can't be a good team with a bad O-line. It just doesn't make sense. So the correlation is definitely there for sure. This is going to be the best O-line we've had probably since like 2015. And before that, 2009, 2010. I don't even think it was that great in 2015, but the team success was still good. We still had a very old Mangold at that point. So yeah, it all comes down to run game and defense when you get into the back stretch of these games. And like we talked about after Baltimore, it opens up on November 30th, starts getting real cold. You're going to want to start running the ball because not many people are going to want to tackle Breece Hall if he has a full head of steam coming his way. So I'm excited. I wouldn't count him out either, Evan. I fully agree.
Nick Shine Show says PBM was just on Channel 7 News at 5:14 with calling in with Don LaGreca today. So apparently a PBM radio call on ESPN New York was on the local news. Shout out to PBM for that. That's awesome. C with a super chat. The leak's real. Jets used the first half to iron out the kinks and take advantage of an easy second half of the season. Also, Knicks in 5. Bing bong. Look, I'm always a little weary when it's like easy second half because it typically doesn't go the way we think. But I just hope this regime could get off to a decent start, and you would like to see them get better as the year goes on. That would make sense if they're being coached properly.
Yeah, 100%. You want to see them be competitive and, obviously come out firing in the first half. And then, like he says, if you iron out some of the kinks, then, yeah, you take advantage of those winnable games, Atlanta, Miami, Jacksonville, New Orleans, New England. Just give yourself a chance, man. I think that's what it comes down to. The coaching staff didn't give us even a chance. And there was a lot of one-score games that we lost where, in hindsight, if you picked out a specific point of the game, there was a feeling throughout the entire fan base of we have no hope of winning this game. So it's kind of amazing what the players were still able to pull out of their ass with the last coaching regime. And now if you get a little bit less from the players pulling it out of their ass, but way more from the coaching perspective, you're going to meet somewhere in the middle at 7 or 8 wins.
Bad fella says, Charles, say F Tom Brady and Wes Welker. Ryan writes in 12-5, and I'll call in to break it down. I smell it. If they go 12-5, Ryan, you co-host a show with me. You have my word. All right. Entire show. It will be the Jake and Ryan show that day. If they go 12-5. I hope it happens. I really do. Aaron writes with a super chat. No, you didn't, Jake. Classic Gorman theme. I'm dying. Look, shout out to Gator for that one. I can't take any credit for that. It's just that the new Gorman song slaps, as the kids say. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Gus Buster hotline right now is someone, Dylan, that you referenced. The great Nick Shine joins us. Hello, Nick.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Nick, how are we feeling?
Better. better. Couple things. If we win 12 games, we've made the playoffs. So list is now in post show with you. You smear yourself in a butter. Stay with you for a night. The list that I've compiled, some here.
Everything Nick is saying is invalid because we can't hear him.
I heard something about spreading peanut butter all over yourself. I caught that bit.
Yep. I think I did say that. Nick, your
You did.
internet was Ricky NY level bad. So maybe reset the router or something and call back. We'll get you right on. Speaking of bad internet, JJ is up next. Hello, JJ.
Bad internet. I don't have bad internet. I have great internet.
Let's see how this call goes.
I don't know how it's gonna go. Is it good or bad right now?
It's actually
It came in a little laggy, but it was fine.
No, so far so good. I'll take this anytime.
All right. Okay. All right. Oh, I think it's crapped out. We're good still?
You're good. Go. Just go. Get to the point.
I don't really have a point. I just miss you guys. I haven't talked to you guys in a while. I just wanted to say hi. That's pretty much it.
How we feeling? You still Mr. Positive?
If I was to bring up a point, yeah, I'm super Mr. Positive. So I was gonna say this. I don't like to go line by line and game by game and predict wins and losses because we don't know how any of these other teams are gonna perform. However, I will say this though. We have a better team this year than we did last year, and I'll go to the grave saying that. I mean, this team is built the right way. We have an offensive line. We are going to have a good defensive line because you got Will McDonald and you have Jermaine Johnson coming back. You have Quentin Williams. Like, you have all these pieces on defense, on offense. So I think we have the making to be a better team than we were last year. And we got my guy, Mr. Ring of Honor himself in about 5 years, Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is going to bring a lot to the table. So I'm super excited. I haven't called in a while because Bonesy's speech was so long. I just left it. You guys left it. He just finally. So that's why I haven't been calling. But yeah, I just miss you guys. I just wanted to check in and say what's up, man.
JJ, excellent call. JJ was at our draft party, so it was great. Honestly, the internet was not terrible there. Like, it was a little laggy, but we got through the JJ call for the most part pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was actually really good from JJ. Happy to see him positive though, because whenever people do the negative thing, it's always tough.
Justin Fields in the Jets Ring of Honor. That is JJ's take on Fields. I want everyone to remember that. I hope he's right. Like, I believe me, I would love to see that be the case.
So Brunson is the last Nick who's going to wear 11. Is Fields the last Jet who's going to wear 7?
God, we could only hope. I mean, look, when they signed Brunson, no one imagined anywhere close to it. We're like, oh, he's a good player. We finally have a decent point guard. But, like, I mean, holy shit. If Fields anywhere near the level of free agent signing that Brunson was for the Knicks, I mean, the Jets are set because it's even more important in the NFL to have a good quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, more of your calls. PBM, explain why you were on Channel 7.
So they actually hijacked my call. So I didn't call in to DHR. I called in to DPHR and Rothenberg. So they played my DPHR and Rothenberg call about the Knicks for Don LaGreca, which is bullshit because it's really DPHR and Rothenberg.
Well, I'm not understanding. Was Channel 7 doing a segment about the Knicks and they played part of your call in like the segment?
So they were talking about the Knicks and they interviewed Don LaGreca, and then they played my call as if it was a DHR Don LaGreca call, but it wasn't. It was really a DPH and Rothenberg call.
Oh, I see. So they basically tried to insinuate that call came on Don's radio show when it was on the morning show.
Correct.
Hey, you're still on the news. That's awesome.
I know, that's pretty awesome. I thought that was awesome. Shout out
Did
to
you
Nick
see
Shine.
it? You have the clip saved or whatever?
Nick Shine sent it to me. He actually sent it to you. Can you play it?
Did he send it to me? Let me see.
Yeah. He did
send it. Let me email it to myself so I can play it.
Hell yeah.
Hell
you
yeah.
can see the video. It's awesome.
Yeah, we want to shout out PBM for making it on the local news in New York on this show for sure. Let me email it to myself right now.
Celebrity Asmaniac, man.
Hell
I
yeah.
love it.
Because the Knicks are kicking that Boston ass. Buck Boston, baby. Let's go Knicks, baby. Knicks in 5. We're gonna sweep the Pacers too.
I saw they were still underdogs. Is that true tonight? I don't follow whatsoever. So yeah,
Knicks are 4.5 point underdogs tonight, which is good. Let it be that way.
Okay.
Take the Knicks.
I'm going to snitch on our boy Connor Long here. I don't know anything about basketball, but I was watching his show last night, and he said Cam Thomas is as good as Jalen Brunson. I don't know a thing about basketball, but I'm going to say no.
Connor Long, man. Connor's a Nets fan.
Sorry to throw you under the bus, CL, but I don't know basketball, so I had to come to people that know.
If no one knew what fake news was, that right there is fake news. There is no way.
Well, it doesn't help that Gary was on the call.
Oh, of course.
Oh, God.
Gary doesn't call the show anymore. We haven't heard from Gary.
I miss Gary. Come on. He
I do
actually
too.
followed, I think he followed Jet Nation. He subscribed to our YouTube channel with his Knicks account or whatever it is, the F Knicks account that he has on YouTube. So I didn't even know it was him. So shout out Gary.
I love Gary. He called the other day to the show, but he left our Discord, which is very sad.
Is it because I'm in the Discord now, Gary? Come on back.
There were too many calls, too many jokes about Mikal Bridges for Gary to handle.
Bridges, oh man, I love that guy. That defense, that mid-range game, that post-up J. Oh, so good. Love Bridges. What a trade. What a win for the Knicks. What
them picks.
F them picks, baby. Let's go.
I'm buying in slowly. I'm buying into this hype.
You gotta ride that wave. You gotta ride the wave.
Sports are better when New York teams are doing well, all across the board, in my opinion.
100%. When we win the championship, the city is gonna get shut down. I can't wait to go to that parade. We should have an ASMANIACS section of the parade.
I love it.
Boy.
Hell yeah.
Nick will be out there, Knicks, Henny in one hand with the chain on. He'll be out there.
Oh yeah.
Guzzling it.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready, baby. I got my chain right here. Are we rocking that at the parade if there is
I
one?
have a giant Knicks and Jets flag in my office. So I'm going to take my Knicks flag and be wearing that around me like I'm walking out for a fight with the Knicks flag.
Hell yeah.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
Mike,
I can see it now.
Knicks in 5.
Let's go, Knicks!
Ladies and gentlemen, PBM.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
All right. Dylan, if you got to run, feel free. If not, I still got some more people on hold, and you're welcome to hang around.
Let's do one more. PBM
right.
fired me up. Let's do one more.
Hennessy says, Brunson haters missed the second half of Game 4. Yeah, I mean, that was incredible being there live. Just unreal. KND with a super chat. Jets will win 10 games. Hell yeah. We need another DT inside linebacker. Big up Jake and Dylan and the chat. Hashtag Jet up. Sign me up for 10, KND. All right? Sign me up for 10 and 7. I think we all would be giddy with that one. Marvin with an Asmaniac super chat. If we do play Pitt week 1, I'm hoping Rodgers signs with them so we can put the belt to their ass. By the way, Tanner Engstrand excites me so much as OC. All right. I hope Tanner Engstrand's great. I do think we're going to get Rodgers, though. I think he's going to sign with the Steelers, and that's why the NFL made this the week 1 game. Makes sense.
Yeah, they're all about storyline chasing in week 1. There's no telling what anybody's going to really be for the entirety of the season. So instead of trying to risk it into like a December game where it's meaningful for both teams, they're going to put it right up smack dab in the front of the season so that everybody sees what happens, win or lose.
This was a great comment here from Peter Castro. He says, Jake, I'm going on vacation. I need cash. See, everyone thinks they can just ask me for money now because of Charles Gorman. It's out of control.
He's created a monster.
There was a comment here I wanted to read to you, Dylan. It's from Beastbreaker. He says, I want to talk to Dylan. So are you ready for the Beast?
Bring him on. Bring him on. Show me your draft picks, Beast.
Ladies and gentlemen, Beastbreaker.
In about 5.5 hours, New York City will be lit up like 1999 all over again. And then you can bet on it and you can bank on it. And tonight, fans, when this party goes on, let's see if we can get it going till maybe 2, maybe 3 in the morning. I don't know, but let's see where it happens. But I don't know about this. I say 12-5, we're going to be in the playoffs first round. We got this. I don't want to hear 6, 7, 8. You know what? Halt the bus. 10, 11, 12. That's the way it goes. Am I right, Mr. Dillon?
Yeah,
Dillon?
I mean, it's.
I heard you got a new podcast. Congratulations, by the way. Congrats.
Thank you.
How do you feel being a part? How do you feel being a part of it?
a part of it. I feel like I've been a part of it for a couple years, but now it's just more of my own personal part of it. So I'm just happy to be here.
I
Beast.
I see. Well, I know the Tampa game. I was looking at that, I'm going, ooh, I'm not too
coming,
sure
Beast?
yet. Let's look at conditions first, because a couple years ago I had a heat stroke.
Really?
Chilling in the attic. You had a heat stroke?
Not a good sign. Not a good sign there. Yeah.
Where was the heat stroke? In the attic?
No. At somebody else's place. I was moving some stuff around, and then all of a sudden, blacked out. Didn't know what happened. Didn't remember what the hell happened to me. I just said, "What the hell happened?" I blacked out. I just,
Really?
you got to remember, stuff like that can happen to you, and that's real dangerous. People like me, who have autism or have problems like that, that can happen to some people like that. It's not as easy as it looks. That's why I'm taking proper safety precaution, and I'm also watching what I do and watching the weather report. That's why good thing they invented these kind of phones. Good thing they invented these damn things. That's why we got iPhone. That's why we got Android. We don't have flip phones or Nokia anymore. We got the Androids. We got the iPhones. We got iPhone 15, iPhone 16. We got PS5, PS6, Vista. We're gonna pretty soon have. Wait, let's see. What else do we have? Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
What else are they gonna come up with next?
Beast, do you think autism puts you at higher risk to have a heat stroke? Is that what you said before?
I've had autism since 1997, and I've known this for years. I've learned over a period of years that autism does take a lot out of you, and especially, I have problems in life like dealing with anger and rage, and also peer pressure. Because once peer pressure gets to you, it's called, okay, this is where you got to say, okay, you better stop, or else you're gonna, wind up in a hospital. That's one sign of danger that you don't want to do. It's very, not so smart. That's why I'm trying to cut back a little on the yelling, cut back a little bit on the fights. I don't need all that, anymore. This is a family show. I don't feel like it's necessary to have the goons on here and all that and that and that and that. No. That's a bunch of yada, yada, yada. Next question. And plus, there's one more thing I do want to say to Charles Gorman. Can you please for me, can you at least try and mow a grass at least? It's not hard to make $25. Come on, man. It's not this difficult for you to do something. I mean, come on. Asking Jake for money? Come on. I don't do that to him. That's not nice. That's not smart. That's just making you feel like the bitter person. If you want to be a better person, get off your ass. Go take somebody out. Go to the gas station. It ain't gonna run you at least $5 or $6 to go get gas. Just go to the gas station, get some gas, put it in the freaking mower and mow some grass and make some money. You can make $25 a day. Is that hard for you? No, but at least try. Come on, at least try. You can do it. You have the ability. You're thermal 31. Do the job. And at least, I love you, man, but you got to do the job. I don't ask for people for money. You know why? Because I don't do it that way. I work for my money, and I do it the right way. Go out and earn it. Do it. Just go out and earn it. My new T-shirt slogan should be, earn some respect, earn some dignity, and earn achievement. And then in the back of the shirt says, you want to work for it? Break your ass and work for it.
That shirt will sell tons of merch, man. That slogan right there on that shirt.
That was an absolute great talk from Beast. I'm a little worried though, because I attended a live golf event a couple years ago and I suffered a heat stroke, and now I'm a little nervous that I might be autistic too. So thanks for the information, Dr. Beast.
Dylan, plug the YouTube channel once again for everyone who missed the announcement at the start of the show.
Yes, sir. It is at Dylan Tereman, my full name. Work in progress on the name, but for now it's just easy to find me. I'll be on YouTube. Follow me directly on Twitter at DTereman as well. Looking for, going to pump out a ton of new content this summer. I have a lot of cool ideas that I was going to bring to Jet Nation, but obviously with the decision to go separate ways with the video content, it's all going to be put on my channel now. So everything from Jet Nation's video that I did, I'm just going to do that and more. So film breakdowns. I just bought a telestrator shout out to that guy Max you had, the Remember the Tight Ends guy. He kind of inspired me to, start doing the telestration because I also got Epic Pen the other day. So I'm really excited to just pump out all this new content, hopefully really informative stuff. And I'm just looking to create a cool community with everybody. And obviously the Asmaniacs, you guys are incredibly supportive. I can't thank you guys enough. It's amazing how you guys found my stuff before we even went live at 4:00. So I'm sure when I log on to YouTube, when I get off here, I'll see a lot of new subscribers, and I can't wait to chop it up with everybody. I'm so excited.
Let's go. Dylan, you're the man. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, Jake. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
it. Dylan Tereman checking in, and I put the link again to his channel for people to subscribe. The Bad Fella says, the progress of the Beast is extremely impressive. I agree. Purple Belt Mike says, make your channel DT Speaks. So that's the name. I think you should just use his name. That's just easier. Better branding. People just know you. Instead of DT, it's just Dylan Tereman. That's why my channel is just Jake Asman. We have all these other channels that have like Jets in the name. I just it's me, Jake Asman. All right. Speaking of Purple Belt Mike, here was the segment that aired on ABC Channel 7 that featured PBM.
Radio host Don LaGreca. Fans like Purple Belt Mike.
In my bones, this team can win a championship, baby. We can get there. This team can do it. This team can unite the city. I love this team. This team is awesome. Let's go Knicks, baby.
It's the same callers. It's the same people that we've known for years that have had nothing but disappointment. And now they're allowed to really feel good about there being a path to something they've never seen before. Jordan.
Hell yeah. Nice job, PBM. Love that. That's awesome. The guy who got us that video for us to play is on the line. Hello, Nick.
Dude, I never watched the news. And I came home from the hospital. They kept me overnight. I'm home. I'm hanging with one of the guys in the living room. And he's talking. And all of a sudden, I hear Purple Belt Mike. And I whip my head to the TV. I'm like, what? I text him, you were just on. And then I realized that we have YouTube TV on that floor. I was like, yo, rewind this. I got to get this. And I sent it to Mike. And then I sent it to you to see if you can get it on air. But, yeah, that was pretty cool. Mike was real excited. He's like, you just made my day, man. Thank you.
That's awesome. Mike's the best. I'm glad that he had that. He gets his moment in the sun there.
That's it. That's it. Well, it's been confirmed that more people watch the Jake Asman show than Channel 7 News. So maybe it was a little bit.
They came to the ESPN New York studio to film that, too. That's right in front of that's like right in front of when you walk in where Don was doing that interview with the reporter.
Nice. Awesome. So you and I spoke earlier and you asked me to come on and do that. Am I holding you up? Like, I know it's later in the show. Like, do you have like a couple minutes? I won't be too long.
No, I have, let's see. I got Paul, Tommy, Ryan, and Indy Jets on hold. I'm going to get to them and then wrap the show. But so if you want to save your longer take for tomorrow, we could do that. It's up to you.
We'll do that.
All right.
We'll do that.
Now, before you go, what are your thoughts on chaperoning Charles Gorman to Tampa for the Tampa meetup?
I will duct tape him. If he can jump and land on top of a car, he can jump and land on top of United Airlines. So if he can stay on top, he's the type of guy who's going to walk onto a plane and be like, yeah, Nick Shine told me we're not allowed to talk about bombs.
So true.
I don't know why he told me. Some of the best movies I've seen have really good explosives. That would be Charles getting dragged out of the plane before we even got our seatbelts on.
What are your thoughts on his pajama look, by the way? He wouldn't exactly say what that looks like other than it's the wife beater.
I think the wife beater is the daytime, bedtime, morning time, breakfast time, anytime look. I think we are honored when he puts on an actual shirt. It's getting into summertime. He's going to be moving into an apartment. That sun's going to be beating in there, man. There's going to be a lot of wife beaters going on for Charles Gorman in the next couple months.
Charles is like a cartoon character where like they always wear the same thing in every show. Like he's like Peter Griffin. Like he has his outfit. That's all he's going to wear.
He's Daffy Duck, right? His ass is hanging out, got a little top on, and that's it.
Hold on a second. I got to read this to you. If true, this is unconfirmed. Darren writes in that Bobby Midnight was on Giants Now YouTube show today for their scheduled release show. He's dead to us. Is that why Bobby hasn't been calling it? He found finally a Giants show that will take his calls.
I made that joke the other day. I was like, you know what? We don't see Bob anymore. Giants show started taking calls and he went back through his roots.
I'm gonna search for this. I'd love to pull the clip if Bobby actually went on with him.
You got plenty of people doing it on your behalf right now. All you
Yeah.
had to do was mention it. That show's getting more hits probably than it's gotten in a very long time just from that mention.
If Bobby Midnight called into a different show, I'm going to need someone to find it and send me the clip immediately. So
Absolutely. That's definitely. I'll chip in, Jake. That's a merch store item for sure for that. For the caller.
I need, yeah, 100%. I'm gonna need to see confirmation before we break this down. But
Yeah.
all right, I will work
And he's
on
going
that.
to be sitting there and he's going to go like this. Oh shit! They took my call. He's going to take all the stuff off. He's going to be fumbling to get kicks by Carly. No, not that hat. Oh, the Yankees. No, not that hat.
Benedict Arnold, Bobby Benedict Arnold. Wow.
So just real quick, and then I'll let you go. You got Ryan co-hosting a show if the Jets win 12. You are smearing yourself in peanut butter if they win 11, I think you said, right? And if they make the playoffs, you're hosting the Midnight Brothers for a weekend at your apartment. Those are the commitments that we have from you right now on record that I'm aware of.
That sounds right.
All right. Now, does Ryan get total rights to the show if the smearing of the peanut butter happens to kaput and take you out?
I'm gonna have to establish a will and figure all that out. But Ryan will definitely be able to co-host a show with me if the Jets win 12 games.
We got a plan for the good and the bad with this because you're putting yourself out there, and maybe that's the energy Jets Nation needs right now, Jake. Maybe we need some people to put their lives on the line for a winning season because fandom is not doing it alone. We need some wild takes here, folks. Throw your wild takes out. There's a good segment for you. How far would you be willing to go for the Jets to make the playoffs? I'll go. I'll chop off another toe for a playoff game.
I love it. By the way, Dave Briga, I'm waiting for confirmation before further comment, but look out, Bobby, if true. Uh-oh. One Punch Briga's coming up to Vermont.
That's a road trip. That's quite the scene if he knocks on that door.
God.
If he's just skipping the way he skips in the video, right up to the door.
Nick, I will talk to you soon. Thank you very much.
Be good, buddy. Take care, guys. Go Jets.
Nick Shine of the Nick Shine Show. All right. We got to rapid fire through these final calls here because the Knicks are on in an hour, and I still got to upload the podcast and get down to this watch party. So, Ryan, go ahead. You're up next.
Oh, I'm up already? Shit.
You're up, Ryan. Let it rip.
I thought I was 3 behind. Let me throw this bitch on.
There you go.
You in there with me? All right. Let me run through this 12 and 5 real quick. You with me?
Yep.
I got Steelers week 1. That's a win. I got Bills week 2. That's a win. Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. That's a win. I got Dolphins in Miami. That's a loss.
All right, Ryan, thank you. I can't do the win game for all. I can't. We don't have time for that right now. Tommy, you're up next. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing, brother?
What's up, Tommy?
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. Yep.
All right. First of all, let's go Knicks, man. Let's go tonight. Let's dominate. Let's kill it. What Nick Shine just said, my boy, I would cut off both my arms and probably both my legs for the Jets to win a championship.
A championship? Okay. If you were going to say playoffs, I go, that's not worth it.
A Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah. I would I wouldn't say. I would definitely cut off one arm.
Okay.
I would sacrifice an arm for the Jets to win a Super Bowl. Charles Gorman, much love. Yes, you need to start, get a job. I love the PGM for helping him out. Purple Mike's the man.
PGM?
PJM. Purple Belt Mike for helping out Charles. For Chuck.
PJ? It would be PBM.
I'm sorry. I said PJ. Purple. I was thinking like peanut butter and jelly. My bad. My fault. Jets DNs, right? They're getting McDonald back, right? But they're also getting JJ back with his torn Achilles. I don't know if he's going to be back fully healthy. Say what, until at least week 5 or 6. So you got McDonald, who had a surprise year last year. Is he going to do what he's supposed to do? I expect a new DN. I don't understand why they're not signing another pass rusher. It's beyond my belief. They have the money to do it. And Other than that, let's go Knicks, baby, and I'll be there tonight. Let's go.
Are you coming to the watch party?
If listen, I'm only a PAT train away. I'm like an hour and 20 minutes away. So
Well, the game's in an hour. You better get on the train.
yeah, I know. You better start going too. It's about 6 o'clock right now.
Yeah, but I'm a subway away. It takes me about 15 minutes.
It takes me only about 45 minutes.
All right, well, we'll see you there.
God bless, Jake.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
And I'm like, he's like, I'm coming. I'm like, tonight? Like, gives it an hour. I love it. Shout out to you, Tom. I look forward to seeing you. We'll have a bunch of Asmaniacs there tonight. We'll be watching the Knicks game at American Whiskey an hour from now, for those of you who are watching live. Also, Ryan, call back tomorrow when I have more time, and we could play the win-loss, win game with you. 12-5. All right. Final call. Paul, close us out. Paul, what do you got?
What's happening, brother?
Paul, how are we feeling? And as Paul talks, I'm putting together the raffle names right now for the Glenn t-shirt.
Very nice. I just wanted to say the Knicks, you just know they're going to win the series. And that's the beauty of it. Like when a team has potential, you just know, like this series is over. Maybe not tonight, but they're not going to shit the bed. They got too much heart. They've got too much grit, and it's over. I love it. They're playing fantastic, and it just figures that the Jets are going to play Pittsburgh in week 1. In a way, I'd kind of rather it be week 1 because even though we're going to be new, he's going to be new on a new team. I feel it kind of balances out. I'm calling bad rain that first week 1 because something's got to get more crazy because it's just the Jets, So, or something whacked out's going to happen. But good, let's get that game over with and see what happens. But enjoy tonight. Wish I could make it. I can't even move. I'm in traffic in Jersey. It's crazy. But we'll talk soon, my man. Be good.
Paul, appreciate you making the call. As always, let's go Knicks, 100%. Ryan says, no helmet, no love. Ryan, I'm up against it, man. I didn't have time for you to go through your 12-5 Jet win prediction. I hope you're right, all right? And I've already told you, you get to co-host the show with me if you are right. That's all that matters. Anyway, we all don't need to be in our feels right now. Everyone, take it easy. You'll be okay. I'll be live for 4 more hours tomorrow, as I am every day, year-round, talking about this football team. All right, who's ready for the raffle? Because I know I am. One of you right now has a chance to win a I keep saying full size, a Aaron Glenn t-shirt from my merch store. This is the shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to spin the wheel.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Here we go, folks. All the names have been added. You see it on your screen. One of you is going to win. I am going to shuffle the names and pick a winner right now. The wheel is being spun. And the winner of the AG8C t-shirt from my merch store is Jennergy, who will be at our watch party tonight. I put it as Jenny. I meant to write Jennergy, but same thing. Congrats to Jennergy. She's a champ. And she's walking away with this t-shirt that we will send to her in her Bronx estate. All right. Congrats to Jennergy. Thank you to Dylan for hopping on the show. Everyone go check out his channel. Let's go Knicks tonight. Go New York. Let's go. End this in 5. Don't play with your food. Celtics, I think, are going to make this a game. They're not just going to roll over and die. They're too good. They got the pedigree, but I think the Knicks are better, and the Knicks get it done tonight. So let's go. Knicks in 5, and then bring on the Pacers. Go Knicks. Talk to you guys soon. The Jets' official schedule comes out at 8. We already have it, but it will be confirmed tonight. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. Matt O'Leary's first up on the show at 10 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody, and let's go.
Say go